Hello and welcome to the Rugby Hive, brought to you by Wintergreen. I'm Dallen Stanford, former park car and current World Rugby commentator, and it's an honor to catch up with US Eagle playmaker Megan Foster, more elusive than an alien. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Awesome. Let's go right at the beginning. How old were you when you started playing rugby, and how did that opportunity come about?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was still 19 years old at the time. I was a sophomore in college and I was transitioning from varsity soccer at Chico State in California. And I still wanted to play a competitive sport. I wasn't ready to give up competitive sports just yet. And rugby was a sport I knew about and had wanted to try before, but didn't because soccer was my main sport and it was always like the same season. And so in college, team was club, but it was D1, and I was just really excited to try something new. And so I just went with it.
Did somebody kind of call you out, say, hey, come try out rugby? Or did you always have a little interest in the sport? How did that come about?
Good question. My high school had a club team and they tried to recruit me. It was always during soccer season, so I never played. And then at the time, I had a roommate who was a rugby alumni. And so she was definitely in my ear, like, try out rugby, go. The team's great, like, try it out. And I was like, okay, fine. And I
So
did.
the constant badgering works. And then do you remember your very first game ever?
I do. I don't remember it all. I remember I played fullback and I did score during that game. And I can't remember if it was game winning or if it was the first try of the game. I remember it was like significant though. I remember, throwing a few spin moves because I mostly just watched football up until then. I remember not knowing what was really going on, but I just had to get ball from one place to the other and put it on the ground. So
Epic,
it was a pretty
epic.
successful first game, I guess.
Outside of the actual physical playing, what elements do you like about rugby?
Yeah, I think rugby is just fantastic for so many reasons. And honestly, I think outside of playing, it's the community and the inclusivity that rugby is all about. Like I mentioned earlier, transition from varsity soccer to rugby. So like I didn't know these girls at all. And they just immediately welcomed me in. And it was honestly such a great feeling to have like a new set of friends. And immediately they were inviting me to hang out. And they had my back if I had any issues with any boys or anything. And I was like, these are my people. These people are so great. And that's just proven time and time again with different teams and that I've been a part of.
Yeah, it's such a tight and welcoming community. You're 100% right about that. Let's switch across to your actual playing side. Last time I commentated, you were absolutely on fire, storming performance. Can you list some of your highlights or some of your favorite moments playing the sport?
Yeah, since I've been playing since 2011, I guess I have a few. But what really comes to mind when I think of that is I've been lucky enough to be a part of teams that I have a few national championships under my belt, which is fantastic. And so even more so than like my individual moments of greatness, I think remembering not just the end result of those tournaments, but like the process that it took and the connections that were built and the early hours spent, conditioning at 5, 6 a.m. with the team, the hours it took to drive to and from. But really, honestly, like I know many people have said it before, but it's really the journey that gets you that end result.
Yeah, well put. I like the way you say that. And then, you must have had some coaches or people that have guided you over the years and kind of helped you, shaped you into the person and player you are today. Who comes to mind when I ask that question?
So hands down, if I had to choose one, would be Brandon Sparks, or Old Coach Sparks, as we call him. But he is now part of the Utah Warriors MLR team. He's crushing it over there, of course, no doubt. But he was one of the first people to ever invite me to anything involved with USA Rugby. And it was the Collegiate All-Americans at the moment. And ever since then, he's been such a great friend and mentor. He's taken a lot of my phone calls over the years, whether they're happy or sad or whatever. He set me straight many a times and reminded me, be myself, keep working, and that I could do whatever I want.
I'm sure he's very, very proud as well to see your journey and progress over the years.
Yes, I hope so.
And then switching across to, now you're in the limelight in terms of, you are an ambassador for the women's game. You're also ambassador for Wintergreen. Can you tell us about that and about the responsibility that comes with those?
Yeah. there's a lot that comes with, being a part of the women's national team, as it should. We are shooting to win the Rugby World Cup 2022. So, it takes a lot. Like I've said, I've been on a lot of teams, or a number of teams that have reached the top in the nation. And, whatever gets me to be the top of the nation isn't going to allow me to, be the top internationally. So each of us have to take it that step further, and whatever that means. And so obviously there's a lot of training involved with that, so much more recovery, I guess, and emphasis on, we like to call it winning the recovery. So we, win the training, win the game, but then you have to win the recovery so that you can go again and again and again. And I think Wintergreen is so perfectly set for that, because they have such a broad range of products that help me not only in training and, during training or game if I need to, but so many products that also help me out with recovery. And, I'm not getting any younger. And so, I'm more sore these days. I'm more achy. So even more so than, 5 years ago, these products are so much better for me.
I love that, really, Megan. Yeah, exactly. I use it too, even though I'm not an international athlete like you these days. The great thing I think about it too is it can be used by anyone, any age, and there's so many different product ranges,
Absolutely.
So let's switch across. Do you have any embarrassing moments you could share with us?
Ones that I am willing to share. Let me see. I like to try and, not so much spend time remembering the embarrassing moments, but think about, the good things that happen. But I guess what comes to mind, I have a moment from Club 7's Nationals a couple years ago. Pretty sure it was either a quarterfinal or semifinal match. I was playing with the San Diego Surfers, and we were up by just a few points, and the time ran out on the game clock. And so I thought the time was out. I got the ball and I kicked it out of bounds, to find out that that was not the same time that the referee had, and that there was still more playing time. That was obviously, shocking and embarrassing. But what I also remember from that is that my teammate at the time, Ashley Burge, was just a total champ. She realized what happened and immediately just, started clapping, supporting my decision, was like, all right, we got this. We're going to win this line out. And just made the moment so much better. It could have been bad. And I could have, gotten really in my head with it, but her immediate reaction to just support me in whatever that decision was just so fantastic. And so, Ashley, if you see this, thank you so much.
A brilliant teammate. We need more people. We need more people like Ashley around. That's so great and good, supporting your decisions, because we've all been there. We're not sure what time the referee has, So you got out of it unscathed, which is great. Now, listen, we want to wish you all the best for your Rugby World Cup journey. The whole, obviously, country is behind you. People supporting locally and overseas. So thank you for all you do and all the sacrifices you make for the US.
Thank you so much. It's really sweet. Appreciate it.